obviously he was going to be the most consistent throughout camp.
He just told us Ohio State's not going to make an announcement until the Buckeyes take the field against Virginia Tech. So I think people are waiting for a timetable or when are you guys going to announce it? You guys aren't going to announce it.
Yeah, I wouldn't count on that. Yeah. I wouldn't count on that.
Tell me the strategy involved in that, just to keep obviously Virginia Tech on their toes a little bit. I know they came at Ohio State with a plan they weren't expecting last year. Is that the rationale behind that? Is just to keep them guessing?
It could be. I think more or less it's given the guys the opportunity to really compete. And we're going to need every day. I mean, we're going to need every day to go out there, and there's probably going to be a time through the course of the season we're going to need both of them. So to just settle on one and say, here's the keys, and the other guy just sits back and becomes a second-team guy, I don't know if that's the right thing to do. You know, I think the best thing to do is let them keep competing. Competition's a beautiful thing. It really keeps them focused. It keeps them working hard. And, you know, the better guy at the end will come out being that guy. But certainly we're going to need the backup, too.
Along those same lines, could there be a two-quarterback system? Is that even a possibility? Again, it's not your decision. I know. What, just your take on that, though? I mean,
I really don't have one.
Coach Myers said in the past that if you want to make an analytical decision, what are the things are you looking for to make that decision as who's going to be the starter?
Well, I mean, you're taking into account everything that goes on through practice and leadership and, you know, just who's moving the team, who's not moving the team, how are guys handling the football and ball security and making good decisions, all those things that can hurt a football team, guys that don't do that. And guys make plays. Guys got to make plays too. And we can't just have a robot back there. We got to have a guy that's a good athlete that can do some things. So there's a lot that goes in it. You know, there's a lot that's going to go into the decision, and all hands are on deck for it.
Tim, as you approach this, did you actually tell Cardale and JT like sort of what you expect of them? I mean, or you know, in a nutshell, what'd you tell them?
Yeah, we just talked to them and just told them that. Just kind of what I just said. You know, we're going to evaluate everything that they do, from coming out here, demeanor, to how they handle themselves, how they handle the offense, in terms of completion percentage. I mean, the typical statistical analysis and data that you're going to get to be able to, the hardcore facts, but even just the presence and leadership and the types of things. So all of it's going to be weighed into the decision, and they are very aware of it.
Tim, do you flip the coin beforehand?
We did. We flipped a coin before practice.
Who flipped it?
I flipped it.
Who won?
Cardale. He picked heads, and it was heads.
How long will you need to do something like that? Throughout?
It was just this. It was just who was going to take the field the first time when the first offense came out. From here on out, we just switch them out throughout.
So does JT go tomorrow first?
Probably.
Is that how it works?
From what you've seen of these guys, could you almost do that? Flip a coin to figure it out too? I mean, you know, I mean, are these guys that close in your mind?
Yeah, I do. I think, you know, they've been very well coached. The system is in place. They follow it. And it's amazing to see it firsthand and be a part of it. And, you know, I think in the end it'll work itself out. I think through the 28, 29 practices that we're going to have going into the first game, they'll be a front runner.
Yeah.
Do you have a seat for Braxton in the quarterback room anymore?
There's always a seat for Braxton in the quarterback room.
Do you think he'll ever sit in it again?
Maybe. Who knows?
Is it odd to say that you now know in your head that he's a full-time wide receiver?
I wish I'd had the opportunity to coach him a little bit. He's an incredible athlete, a great young man too. You know, I mean, that's the thing gets lost, and all the things he's done for the program here at Ohio State it's unbelievable. And to do what he's doing now, very unselfish move and helping. But you know, it's a long season. Who knows? I mean, if you had sat here last year at this time and said Cardale Jones is going to come in and win the national title game, you probably would have never said that either. So who knows? You know, it's a long, long season.
Tim, you know, you're very much involved in the passing game, obviously. Do you see the potential there with Braxton? What do you see? What does he bring to the table if he really catches on, so to speak?
You mean at receiver?
Yeah, at receiver.
Oh yeah, he's an incredible athlete. He got great speed. It's just very instinctive for him. So it's just getting comfortable, you know, with just leveraging routes. And it's different seeing coverages unfold from a quarterback position at an apex as opposed to being a guy who's actually in the coverage and seeing it unfold. So it's just going to take a little bit of time, but you know, obviously there's lightning flashing, that's for sure.
You got to make the choice today who was going to take the first rep, or at least the coin did.
Yeah.
But Urban said in Chicago that it's not going to fall to you to make the decision.
Right.
Is that weird for you, just being the head of that position group, that it's not going to be your decision? Or?
Not at all. Not at all. He's been here. He knows the guys. Obviously, it's Coach's program, and I think it'll be Coach Warner will be involved. I think, and again, I think through the process as we go through, everyone I think will have some input to some degree, because everyone's going to see practice. They're going to see it unfold. They're going to get a feel of all the intangibles. They're going to get a statistical analysis and data and all the types of things that we're going to do to sit down and evaluate these guys. So I think everyone will have some input to some degree, but obviously Coach will make the final decision. I'm great with that.
As you watched practice unfold today, did you see two guys letting it all hang out, so to speak? I mean, or did you see one guy tight and the other guy not?
No, they were very, I thought, focused, and they worked hard.
Yeah. How many days of that statistical analysis does it take before you really take a hard look at it?
It's every day. So really every day I'll look at it.
With these guys coming in pretty even, like you say, could it be somewhat of a benefit? Maybe you have kind of a fresher set of eyes. The other people have been around them for so long, they're kind of used to seeing what each of them can do.
Yeah, maybe. I think there's obviously no predisposition with me. I'm not coming in with any previous knowledge of either one of the guys and how they handle a room and how they learn and how they transition it onto the field. So yeah, maybe it's a little bit of fresher breath, breath of fresh air. But
what's standing